Hello people. For my first video here on my new channel, the Odyssey Project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my collection of movie novelizations. Now, movie novelizations really get a bad rap, because they are books that are based on somebody else's work, usually a screenplay. All right, but they are very near and dear to me. I really like them. And I have quite a few of them, and I want to show them to you. Before that, let's define what is a movie novelization. A novelization is when an author is hired to make a novel from a screenplay, meaning the screenplay that is used for the movie, that one is used to make a novel and publish it as a novel. All right, of course, tying into the movie itself, so one will promote the other. All right, that's different from a movie tie-in. Let me show you what I mean. Here we have The Hunger by WHITLEY STRIEBER. Now, as you can see by the cover, and also by the back cover, right there you see photos from the movie. Here you see a photo of Catherine Deneuve, who is in the movie. But this is not the script for that film. This is the original novel by WHITLEY STRIEBER upon which it is based. And they just re-released this novel with this movie tie-in cover and back cover. All right. Sometimes they will take the universe of a movie and make several other stories from it. Star Wars is the most obvious example. Here we have the TRUCE at BAKURA. This is not based on any screenplay or any movie. It is just its own original work. And this is in fact the first novel after Revenge of the Jedi. So if you're really wondering what happened directly after Revenge of the Jedi, this is the one to read. The TRUCE at BAKURA. It's a pretty good read. Another example of that. Here we have a movie tie-in novel for the TV series Fringe. Here it's called The Burning Man. This one focuses on the Olivia Dunham character. I believe there were 3 of these made. All right. Very well. But now let's get on to the novelizations. The oldest one I have here is this one for Forbidden Planet, the classic science fiction movie. There you go. There's a photograph from the film. There you have Robbie the robot. This one I got one on eBay. I do own the film on Blu-ray and also have the soundtrack for this movie. Here we have Airport 77. Haven't read this one, but I have seen the movie. Got this one at a thrift store, I believe. Whenever I see a novelization, wherever, I pick it up. Airport 77. This is not the first airport film, of course. This is the one where the plane goes underwater and they try to rescue it. Here we have Tilt. This is based on a movie with Brooke Shields when she was very, very young. It may have been her first or second movie. It's a movie where she is a pinball hustler. She's a kid who's really good at playing pinball. She goes around hustling people, betting on pinball games. There you go, Tilt. Back when I was a kid, I was fascinated by pinball, even though I was never very good at it until I became an adult. Then I became a bit more handy with pinball. And of course, everybody had a crush on Brooke Shields back then, as well as Jodie Foster. Here is a novelization for KAHN, a movie, one of her very early films. I believe from, let's see, 79, yes, where she joins a traveling carnival. Gary Busey is also in this movie. What's cool about this particular novelization is that this cover was made specifically for the novelization. So this is not the movie poster. All right. So it's pretty cool that way. I believe, like for instance, in the case of Tilt and Airport 77, these images were included in the movie poster. Now we go here for Planet of the Apes. Now this is not a novelization. This is the original Pierre Boulle novel, which of course was written in French, in its original French. This is the English language version, but it is a movie tie-in, which has that images from the movie. I have read this novel, and it's pretty good. And even though this is one case where the movie is much better than the book, All right. Though when I read it, I did not read this particular edition. Like I said, this is not a novelization. This is the original novel. These that I'm going to show are novelizations. Here we have Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the sequel, which I really like. I've seen all of the Planet of the Apes movie, and I'm a big fan. Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Then we have Escape from the Planet of the Apes. After that, there is a Battle for the Planet of the Apes. And I believe this is the last one, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. All of these with picture covers right there. Huge fan of the series. I do own all of them on Blu-ray and also on DVD. Here we have now the 1980s fantasy movie Cruel, which I'm a huge fan of as well. A lot of people say this one is really cheesy, and it is, but you know, I love it. Cruel, great fun. A rare one here, The Wicker Man, one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Right there. I do have this one also on DVD and Blu-ray. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Swamp Thing. Okay, one of the very first superhero movies. Swamp Thing, and it's pretty good. I do also own this one on DVD. There's Adrienne Barbeau, and on the back cover, Louis Jourdan, who does a great job as a villain. Swamp Thing novelization right there by David Huston and Len Wein, who is a noted comic book writer. Another comic book to the screen, we have Judge Dredd here with Sylvester Stallone. A good movie, though not a good adaptation of the character. So the movie's pretty good. One more superhero, of course, Batman. There we go. The 1989 version with Michael Keaton. Written by Craig Shaw Gardner. I'm going to put the authors and years of all of these novelizations, down here, so as not to make the video too long. One more comic book character to the screen, Constantine. I really loved this movie when it came out, even though I was not familiar with the character in the comic book, in the comic books of this character, but I really loved the movie. There's the one with Keanu Reeves. Bought this one new, still got the price there, $6.99. Usually I don't pay that. I usually buy books used, but this one I really wanted to read it. The Black Hole, one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, from I believe '79, and the novelization here is by Alan Dean Foster, who has done many a novelization here. And I also, for this movie, I do have it on DVD, and I have an extensive collection of items from the Black Hole. I'll probably do a video of those as well. Okay, here we have a rarity, which is a Cat People. Here, this is a novelization by Gary Brandner, which is the author of The Howling, as horror fans may know. Again, really good movie, this one. Got this one on eBay, I believe. And it's a rarity because it's on hardcover. Most novelizations are usually on paperbacks. This was in hardcover. One of my favorite movies. Here we have a more modern movie, Noah. Right there. A movie about the biblical character and the flood. Pretty cool movie. All right. Of course, novelizations had their heyday back in the 70s and 80s. They still do them though not as much, for modern movies. Here's another modern movie, Interstellar. Great science fiction movie. This is my most recent purchase, which is Solomon Kane. A novel by Ramsey Campbell, based on the screenplay by Michael J. Bissett, based on the character created by Ron Howard. Alright, Solomon Kane. Got this at a dollar store, so it cost me only $1. Here we have the novelizations for a miniseries, which is the Merlin miniseries, TV miniseries. We have part 1, The Old Magic, and part 2, The King's Wizard. There is actually a third one, which I don't have. But these are really good because they go into, they tell a lot of stuff that is not told in the miniseries. And I do want to have the third one, of course, to have the trilogy complete. Novelizations are sometimes they make 2 of them, a normal one and then they do a kids one, like this one. Here the Prince of Persia has a junior novelization, which usually has, of course, plenty of larger print and some pictures. Let's see if I can get those pictures in there. Here we go. This one is in Spanish. I live here in Mexico. And here is my Spanish language edition of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Pretty thin. Alright. Now this last one that I'm going to show you is not a novelization, but it is a sequel to a novelization. This is Fantastic Voyage 2, right there. Destination Brain by Isaac Asimov. Now Asimov wrote the novelization for the first Fantastic Voyage. I don't have that one, even though I do have the movie on DVD and Blu-ray. But then he wrote a sequel to his own novelization here, Fantastic Voyage 2, where they go into the brain. I haven't read this one, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, in fact, these are not all of my novelizations. I do have like 2 or 3 more around there somewhere. These are the ones that I could pick up right here. But these are probably most of them. Okay, well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching, and so long.